It's the announcement that so many businesses feared.
Heightened states of emergency across the nation.
The outbreak is changing the way businesses operate.
Governors across the country consider a mandated shutdown for businesses.
Dr. Fauci said everything's on the table. That includes shutting down things nationwide.
The indoor areas that must shut down.
Seen a pandemic sparked by a coronavirus.
Now ordered to close. California shutting down bars and wineries.
We direct a statewide order.
Bars and restaurants seemingly can't catch a break during this pandemic. Some are deciding to close their doors for good.
Hello, I'm John Thorpe. I'm the Yucaipa City Council member, and we are currently sitting on the property of Five Winds Ranch located at El Dorado Park. As many of you know, Yucaipa is surrounded by the San Bernardino County National Forest, the Crafton Hills Mountain Ridgeline, and the Wildwood Canyon. These areas provide beautiful vistas that can be enjoyed by our residents from virtually anywhere within our city and our community, and provides access to them to enjoy the nature and the open spaces. Yucaipa City has a master plan that is used as a guide for us to help develop, maintain, and preserve our natural resources and open spaces that are here in the area, as well as develop and maintain a multi-purpose trail system that connects all these areas together. This is one of the things that sets Yucaipa apart from other communities here in Southern California, is that we have invested and take pride in our natural resources and open space community. Within Yucaipa, we have 541 acres of parks available to the public. We have 45 miles of open space trails available as well. When it comes to our open space area, we have 1,895 acres for the public to enjoy. We are also very fortunate to have the Wildwood State Park in our community. Yucaipa Regional Park is also within our community and consists of 885 acres. During the COVID-19 pandemic, our facilities and resources allowed the opportunity for the public to get outside and enjoy the outdoors together and have opportunity to connect and experience nature. Yucaipa Community Park consists of 32 acres and is one of our signature facilities. And we have multiple things available to the public, which consists of a gymnasium, volleyball courts, basketball courts, tennis courts, playgrounds, a shelter system along with a barbecue area and an outdoor amphitheater. As many of you know, the El Dorado Park has been closed for the past 2 years due to the devastating fire that occurred in 2020. This fire destroyed approximately 22,000 acres and claimed the life of one of our community firefighters, Charles Morton. The city has been working hard to rehabilitate this park after the fire by planting California-friendly plants and shrubs. This has been achieved by working with many of the volunteers from our community, such as yourself, that have come out and participated on events like the Make a Difference Day and our first Arbor Tree Planting Day. But we have planted approximately 1,000 trees on the property since the city has acquired this property 5 years ago. Five Winds Ranch will be used for things such as mountain biking, horseback riding, hiking, archery, camping, future events such as weddings and festivals. Just this past June, the city of Yucaipa had its first Five Winds Ranch Country Festival, and it's estimated several thousand residents and visitors attended that event. If you have not already done so, I would encourage you and your friends and family to come out and enjoy this facility. I am proud to be a Yucaipa City Council member and involved with our community because of the high priority and investment that this community takes in making sure that we have a high quality of life for our residents. Thank you for your time, and please come out and enjoy our open spaces.
Hello, my name is Bobby Duncan. I'm currently on the Yucaipa City Council. I've been there for 10.5 years. I represent the citizens of Yucaipa in District 3, which is typically the uptown. And I guess the reason I'm here today is to talk about economic development. As you probably know, is the central, most important thing in any city, and that is to raise money or have money to pay for necessary services such as public safety. Public safety is over half of our budget. It's amazing to me how expensive it is to pave a stretch of road in any municipality. We have to have money to do that in order to keep the roads up to date. We also have to have revenue to build parks and to develop trails and to do all the things that the folks of Yucaipa need and deserve as part of the leadership of their city. Here in the uptown, we've invested a significant amount of money, over $12 million in the past, to build the beautiful YPAC, to build the infrastructure so that businesses can thrive up here. In this area, most recently, we've had a few restaurants open up, Cludes being the most recent one that I know of. We have another one called Wood House, and we have one called Tipsy Taco. And these businesses are going to help us to stimulate the nightlife, stimulate the activity up here so that we can generate revenue, sales tax revenue, in order to continue the services that we need to provide for the city. Okay, so I'm sitting here in the beautiful uptown Yucaipa talking about economic development. So from here, we move down the boulevard to the 10 freeway, where we have the single largest commercial development the city has ever participated in the development of. At this particular location, we have a lot of new businesses that are going to generate a lot of revenue for the citizens of Yucaipa. Specifically, there's going to be a 60,000 square foot Kaiser Permanente facility there, which is going to make sure that we have medical services for the folks that live here in Yucaipa, and that's on the corner of 18th and Yucaipa Boulevard. Moving on from there, we have a Quick Quack car wash there that's already open for business. From there, we move down to a new Panera Bread, which everybody's excited about. We've got an Ono Hawaiian barbecue, we've got a Jack in the Box, we've got a Mountain Mike's Pizza, we've got a Chick-fil-A, we've got a 7-Eleven, and all of these businesses are going to help us to generate the kind of revenue that we need to ensure the future of Yucaipa. Moving on from there, we go to the Dunlap Industrial Corridor. The most significant part of that industrial corridor is Sorensen Engineering. There was a time when Sorensen was considering moving out of Yucaipa, and through the diligent work of the City Council, city staff, we made sure that we provided the help that they needed, the infrastructure they needed in order to expand their business. They've moved on from the past of having 125 employees. Now they're at 500 employees. It is the single largest employer in the city of Yucaipa. We need to be talking about that more, because that particular business there provides components that are used in missiles, it's used in aircraft, it's used in all types of industries, and instead of us outsourcing jobs to China or someplace else, we actually are building things in Yucaipa that's being outsourced to the world. So we're very, very proud of that and very excited about that. From there, we move out to the freeway corridor, a specific plan, 1,250 some odd acres of land. The only place in Yucaipa where we can really build commercial development, industrial development, in order to continue the trend that we need of generating revenue for the folks of Yucaipa. In this particular 1,242 acres is really the only property, the biggest part of the property we have in Yucaipa, in order to develop the housing starts that we need here in Yucaipa to satisfy the state and the RENA numbers that the state has designated that we fulfill. So part of the infrastructure program that we have in Yucaipa is that we make sure that we ensure the infrastructure, which is roads, circulation of traffic, making sure that there's no traffic jams. That's a big part of what we do as a city leadership. We also want to make sure that we have water. Water is a necessity of life, along with food. And so what we do as the city of Yucaipa, in conjunction with the water districts, is we always plan to have reservoirs to catch the water as it's being, it flows off the mountains here in Yucaipa, the local watershed, put it into a reservoir, percolate it back in the ground so we can use it for later use. Another part of the leadership of any city is to make sure that we provide the amenities that are necessary for the folks that live in our community. The YPAC, the Yucaipa Performing Arts Center, was a big project that the city undertook a few years back, and it provides a venue so that we can have outdoor concerts, we can have indoor events, so that the city can not only provide revenue through that process, through that facility, but also provide entertainment for the folks that live in Yucaipa. That's really what we did that for. So the city of Yucaipa has one of the most amazing city staffs that I've ever worked with in my life, in my career. The city of Yucaipa stayed open when the other cities closed down during the pandemic. We did that because we wanted to not only be safe, but we wanted to make sure that we provided maximum services to the citizens and to the developers here in Yucaipa. But our staff is amazing. They're very well trained. They're very diligent. They work hard. Good leadership. Ray Casey does a good job with the staff directors. And then all the staff works diligently to make sure that we provide the type of services that the developers need, that the citizens need at any time during each week. The quality of life here is so amazing. We strive to maintain a rural atmosphere, a hometown feel. People hear about that. They want to move here. And so economic development is very important to make sure that you can direct the city the way that you want it to go, that you can maintain the atmosphere that you want to maintain. The City Council has done a fine job, a great job in that. City staff works hard to make sure that they understand the goal and the mission of Yucaipa is to keep it that hometown feeling.
Hello, I'm Justin Beaver. I'm the Mayor Pro Tem for the City of Yucaipa. We're here at Station 3 of the Yucaipa Fire Department. I take great pride in being part of a community and part of a city council that prioritizes public safety and places importance on freeing up funding to enhance that public safety for members of our community. Our financial investment into public safety for the City of Yucaipa has directly affected our city being one of the safest cities in Southern California. And our residents, visitors, and businesses get to enjoy that safety on a daily basis. I truly believe that the City of Yucaipa has the greatest police department and fire department in Southern California, thanks in part to our contracts with the San Bernardino County Sheriff's Department and CAL FIRE. The professionals at the Yucaipa Police Department take your safety and the safety of our community very seriously. They're always prepared to mitigate transportation hazards, emergency calls for service, and disasters that occur throughout our community. Working hand in hand with the fire department and members of city staff, we're able to effectively serve you, the people of our community. In 2021, the City Council authorized additional funding for the purchases of automated license plate readers. These license plate readers were placed in strategic locations throughout the community to help our law enforcement investigators recover stolen property and identify criminal elements within our community as they travel. Our analytical detectives were able to link up these vehicles as they travel throughout the community to help solve complex criminal investigations. In 2021, 10 stolen vehicles were recovered, numerous amounts of stolen property were recovered, and 16 arrests were made directly related to the automated license plate readers. Additionally, in 2021, our quality of life deputy contacted 56 homeless individuals in our community. 28 of these individuals were arrested for different criminal violations. 6 families and individuals were provided housing resources through our quality of life deputy and our liaisoning with the Sheriff's Homeless Outreach and Proactive Enforcement Team, or HOPE team. Now, these homeless contacts were made during proactive enforcement while patrol deputies were still patrolling the City of Yucaipa, ensuring that the response times when you, the citizens, called 911 or requested a deputy were not interrupted. Another part of the Yucaipa Police Department team is the Multiple Enforcement Team. The MET team is comprised of highly trained investigators and proactive deputies who go out every day looking for the high crime areas of our city. These deputies work with our state and county partners, California Department of Corrections and Parole and county probation, to ensure people on supervised release are being supervised appropriately and that they're in compliance with the terms of their release. In 2021, the multiple enforcement team made 544 contacts, conducted 28 compliance checks, and arrested 131 criminals from our community, making our streets safer. To accomplish these stats, the Met deputies had to write 204 reports that were submitted to the Superior Court, and 18 search warrants were conducted in order to find the criminal elements hiding within our community. Our city public safety team wouldn't be complete without the Yucaipa Fire Department. The Yucaipa Fire Department is an all-risk fire department that has the capabilities of serving a multitude of emergencies, from hazardous materials to weather events, and of course, firefighting. The Yucaipa Fire Department has at their disposal a multitude of specialized equipment to help protect the city of Yucaipa. Some of this equipment includes water tankers and water-dropping helicopters. Yucaipa is no stranger to wildfires. In 2020 and 2021, we saw a whole host of wildfires that surrounded the city of Yucaipa. These tools are critical for knocking down these wildfires and hopefully making it so they don't happen at all. In addition to the Yucaipa Fire Department professionals, for over 40 years, the City of Yucaipa Fire Department has held a reserve program of volunteer firefighters that supplement the Yucaipa Fire Department to help make you, the community, safer. These men and women, after training, can fall in seamlessly with the Yucaipa Fire Department and supplement our department's efforts to keep the community safe from all manner of hazards related to our fire emergencies. The Yucaipa Fire Department protects over 54,000 residents and over 28 square miles of the city of Yucaipa, with a total property value of over $5 billion. In an effort to keep you safe, the fire department conducts programs annually. These programs include fire safety with children, fire safety in the kitchen, smoke detector maintenance, and defensible space around your home. In an effort to better improve communication with the city staff and city council created a public information officer position. Our PIO coordinates daily with our police department and our fire department to ensure that emergency information is relayed to you, the community, quickly. I also want to include our community emergency response team. This group of dedicated volunteers from our community stand ready to jump into action should we need them to prepare our community for disaster and overcome it, to get back to business as usual so we can enjoy the city of Yucaipa as a community. In closing, I want to encourage everybody in the community to thank a firefighter and thank a police officer when you see them. These men and women truly put their lives on the line daily to protect our community and make it one of the safest cities in Southern California. I thank them personally, and they have every bit of support I can offer them. Thank you.
It has been a true honor to work with my fellow council members, city staff over a number of years on many different projects in our city. Some of these projects have been more high profile than others, such as our Performing Arts Center, our Uptown redevelopment. These are really kind of high profile projects, but we also have a number of projects that aren't necessarily as high profile. They kind of go under the radar. And a lot of those projects are flood control. One of the reasons that people move to the city of Yucaipa is our topography. We live amongst all these different mountains, but these mountains also create challenges. And one of those challenges is flooding. But we can turn some of those challenges into opportunities. So behind me, you can see that we're looking at the Serrano Lakes project, or the Wilson 3 Basin. The city of Yucaipa was able to partner with the County of San Bernardino Flood Control District in this project. And this project consists of two different parts. One is the basin and the other is the housing project. The housing project actually is the funding source to complete the flood control basin. And without this partnership, it would have never taken place. So we use the excess money from the surplus land that you can see behind us to construct the new Serrano Lake. Protecting the public health, safety, and welfare is the primary function and goal of any municipality. Since our incorporation, this goal has become a central part of our city's mission. Over the last 12 years, I've had the honor to be part of the Yucaipa City Council and witness the city's commitment to protecting its residents by building infrastructure, that has been designed to mitigate the impacts from natural hazards such as flooding, wildfires, and severe weather events. As a Yucaipian, I cherish the mountains, hills, valleys, canyons, creeks, and natural channels within our community. This is a unique characteristic that sets us apart from other communities. Another unique characteristic of our community is that Yucaipa is bisected by several major waterways during two primary watersheds. Wilson Creek is a waterway that runs generally in a southwesterly direction, and Wildwood Creek runs to the southeast. Each of these waterways run through the entire community. These waterways drain multiple smaller creeks throughout the city. However, due to the natural landscape and topography, these waterways, creeks, and canyons have been subject to overflowing and flooding during major storm events for decades. These natural occurring situations have resulted in the city and the city staff emphasizing the importance of upgrading and improving our community's drainage system. Some residents still remember that during that late 1960s, a series of storm events caused widespread flooding, severely damaging roads, homes, utilities, and public and private properties throughout the community. To help mitigate flooding, the City of Yucaipa and the San Bernardino County Flood Control District have partnered with a number of local, state, and federal agencies to construct and manage a 28-mile network of channels, detention basins, natural streams, and other flood control facilities. For example, together with our partners, the city made a $6.1 million investment in the construction of the Oak Glen Creek Basin project and a $7.2 million investment in the construction of the Wildwood Creek Basin project. Together, these facilities not only significantly reduce flooding hazards in the Dunlop Acres, Wildwood Canyon, and other areas of the community, but they actively support the city's effort to increase the community's ability to store and recharge groundwater, as well as enhance economic development opportunities in the city. The newest flood control project underway is the Wilson 3 Basin Project. This project was planned, designed, and is now being constructed and operated in cooperation effort between the City of Yucaipa, San Bernardino County Flood Control District, the Inland Empire Resources Conservation District, and the San Bernardino Valley Municipal Water District, as well as other interested parties. The overall benefit of the project includes protection from flooding, controlling sediment debris in the drainage system, improving water quality, providing additional opportunities for groundwater recharge, providing multiple purpose trails and other recreation opportunities, enhancing adjacent and downstream economic development opportunities, and provide open space for habitat preservation areas. Once the project is completed, it's anticipated to add approximately 1,000 acre-feet of water into the local aquifer. The critical infrastructure investment not only has positively impacted the city's ability to mitigate and enhance flood protection for downstream public and private properties, resulting in these downstream public and private property owners to be removed from the FEMA flood map. It also has spurred on economic development within our community. This project has resulted in a hotel-anchored commercial project being developed that was previously in a floodplain. A new housing tract being built adjacent to the basin. Not only do these projects provide an opportunity for new individuals and families to join our community, but they also provide property and sales tax revenues for the city, allowing for us to provide the services enjoyed by our residents and to be able to continue our important work on maintaining and upgrading our critical infrastructure. I would like to take this opportunity to thank all those involved in making the city of Yucaipa really a special place. We really truly have a unique city. If you look where we're located, the mountains that surround us, you look at the people who are involved in our city, it's truly amazing. I want to thank all the volunteers, all the staff members, everyone that makes the city of Yucaipa great. We are truly a special place, and it's my hope that we can continue this for as long as we can.